Hi, welcome to the Shai show. This week's Parsha is Parshas Mikeitz. This week's Parsha, a true story of Yosef HaTzadik, the saintly Yosef, being sold by his brothers, sent down to Egypt, and ultimately, during this trip, ends up in jail. This Parsha falls out during Hannkuah, and those who want to suggest, and I think it's true, that this Parsha falls out during Hannkuah to teach us something. What could it be teaching us? I think a lot of things. One of the things that stood out to me, that mattered to me, that I thought was interesting from this week's Parsha and this Hannkuah. What's going on right now, as we speak, is that one of the central themes, if not the central theme, is to mafarnes hanes, to mafarsem hanes, in order to publicize the miracle of Hannkuah. So, speaking of Hannkuah for a moment, the idea of publicizing what exactly? The miracle of the oil? Yes, we say directly the miracle of the oil, but the question that we typically ask ourselves, I ask myself each year, is why are we celebrating the miracle of the oil when it seems like a much bigger deal that 5 sons of the Kohen, 5 priests, 5 rabbis get up with swords and throw out the most powerful army, at least from the stronghold of the base of Mikdash, the Holy Temple itself. That seems like the biggest miracle. Yet what we're celebrating is the fact that after everything was said and done, they were able to recover 1 flask of non-contaminated oil in order to reignite the menorah. And that's the miracle that we're tend to publicize, that we're supposed to publicize, that is essential for us to publicize, and specifically to publicize it. So I'm going to leave that as a question. If you have any ideas about why that's true, why we're celebrating the oil and not the war, please leave that in the comments below. But as far as the oil is concerned, and about spreading this miracle, this light, it's specifically to publicize it. It's specifically to say to the world that I'm a Jew and there's something special about who and what we are, and essential to us, and that thing that is essential to us is light. Is light. Not as opposed to heavy, but light as in light. And that light, it's not to be embarrassed about, it's not to be ashamed of. We don't have to fall into the idea that Judaism or religion for us is being replaced by multiculturalism. That the religion and our focus and the idea that we have unique concepts that are right for us then needs to be replaced with some sort of subservient and second-rate and non-proud multiculturalism. That there's something very special about what Judaism stands for, what Torah is, and that job of spreading what Torah knowledge is not done. And we are central to spreading that light by the fact that we're not to hide that we're Jewish, but to openly show that we're Jewish and to talk about this miracle, and this miracle is being somewhat connected and properly, necessarily identified with the fact that we are here and central to the continuation of spreading the message of light. When is this light? What is this light about? So it's a very long topic, and mostly a separate shmuz, but one point I think we can take away from this. That one central point you might be able to say about the light that we're to spread is how this light is different, say, from Shabbos candles. In that, by Shabbos candles, we specifically light the candles while it's still light, the concept of bringing the light of the week into Shabbos. That Shabbos has a meaning because we worked and toiled hopefully with holiness and righteousness and in the sense of honesty, and bringing that honest, hard work for the sake of Shabbos, so there's an idea of bringing it in. But Hanukkah candles, except for this very interesting situation about not being able to light them on Shabbos itself, but in general, but specifically Hanukkah candles are lit after dark. Unless you're the Baba a special tradition. That being said, that we are to light the Hanukkah candles, the Hanukkah candles after dark, specifically, I think, to share the message that in the time of great darkness, that it can also bring a time of reflection, and to understand, like we were saying before, that there's something very essential and very special to the Torah and to spread this light. So even when it's completely dark, this is specifically the time where we're commanded to light. This Parsha where Yosef is sold by his brothers. This was the one Jewish family. And of all the people, it's like et tu brute, in this case et tu, Reuven, Shimon, and everyone else, that it should be that they should send him to cause him a situation where he ultimately ends up in jail, and there's just nothing where there's just nothing there, just darkness, and he's there for years. He's there for years in a jail cell, not knowing. But there was a faith that he kept. There was a faith that sparked to us that even when there's great darkness, we should light it. Even when there's so many other messages that seem counter, and it almost seems like foolish, and maybe we're not even really considering and taking serious our own teachings in the face of so many other teachings, that we might not have pride and be proud of what we're here to do. That there's that in the sense that by hiding our Jewishness and hiding this light and hiding what it is that we're here to teach, we're not showing like an education, or we're not teaching the world in that way that we're really multicultural, in the sense that we're not doing anyone a favor by acting humble and hiding light or that which you have to offer. It's just the opposite. When you're looking inside and you have this chance to light in the darkness, to see that a mitzvah that's not being done, and instead of questioning why aren't people doing this, so go do it. Go, you make the change. Be the change that you want to see in the world. Okay, I know that was Gandhi, but this is exactly the message. In a time of darkness, be that change. Light the light. Spark it up.
Okay.
and the message and for to choose even one message within that spark is here that Yosef and we also have in our genes, our spiritual genes, that we're able to keep faith in time of great darkness, because we know that there will ultimately be light. Can we actually explain at any moment how the light's going to come about? But there's a promise, and there's enough history, and there's enough connection, both in Torah and hopefully in our own lives, that we've seen and witnessed it. And I think there is if we stop to think about it, and by thinking about it, reflecting on it, and sensing the good things that are coming our way, and by always focusing on the good things, we tend to notice more good things. It's almost as though more good things are being brought our way, and ultimately higher and higher and gooder and gooder. And in this time, in this time, let us tonight, let us light the menorah. Let us spend an extra moment, hopefully, looking at the lights, understanding and a feeling of connection to our past, a connection to that we're the most deeply and centrally optimistic people in the world, because we know it's going to be good, because we witnessed it's going to be good. We have a spiritual memory of the promise that it's going to be good. And after we're looking at the lights, also please remember to enjoy your challah. And enjoy that goodness. Thank you so much. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it in the space below. Thank you for watching this YouTube video. As usual, the subscribe button is up top. Please subscribe so you know when the next email or you'll be emailed when the next video is coming out. I look forward to seeing you next week. I know it's going to be a great Shabbos. It's going to be a great Hanukkah. Enjoy the rest of your Hanukkah. And today is a Rosh Chodesh. Enjoy your Rosh Chodesh. There's so much to enjoy. See you soon.